Our interview today is with Kathleen Thomas, Executive Director at the Multicultural Counsel of Windsor-Essex County. Kathleen, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Robert, and good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing? Good.
We're hanging in there, lads.
Good.
This leads in. I think hanging in is the key term nowadays. How are you and your family doing during the pandemic?
Well, same thing. We're hanging in. Under the circumstances, actually not so bad. It's been difficult going through this whole process, but I think people adapt very quickly, and you just find a new way of doing things. And so, it's been difficult not seeing your family and not seeing friends. I think that's the hardest part of this whole process is being, we've stayed close to isolation in we've stayed the course, actually. So it's been a little bit difficult from that point of view, but actually not so bad considering that we are staying home a lot, or we are staying home, period, I should say.
How has COVID-19 affected you and the operations at the Multicultural Counsel?
It's been difficult at the very beginning. I think what happened is that we took early action at the beginning stage, and I think mid-March we started doing reducing staff complement at the office and only having clients by appointment only, a few walk-ins that would come in. And then we, I think, shut down the whole service down in March 24th, the office operations part of it at both locations. And then we moved to work remotely. And so, at the beginning, it's a little more difficult because it's a change. It's a complete change of how you do operations, how you deal with your clients, how do you provide services, and what do you give your staff as far as the tools necessary to work remotely? I mean, there was really no large plan, months ago to create this. So it just evolved. And I think the first 2 weeks were a bit more difficult, but we still wanted to keep in touch with our clients. That was the most difficult part, was because, we know our clients, especially some of the newcomers that recently moved into our community. Isolation is a big issue. And so how do we keep them connected? How do we make sure they get the information necessary? There's so much information out there. How do we filter that information and provide it to our members, our clients, and our community at large? So I think once we've got through that process, things started to evolve in a nice way. We have all I can say is we have an amazing, dedicated staff. Our board of directors have been, very much involved. So from that point of view, I think that's been really important. Without the staff, without our volunteers, our board of directors, it would have been much more difficult to pursue what we're doing right now.
Well, I understand one of the initiatives you have is the virtual conversation circles. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Certainly. We have so many new initiatives that or I shouldn't say new initiatives, but maybe new way of programming in light of the situation. Since everybody's working remotely and now has some of the tools necessary to work remotely, we've created some online platforms. So one of it is the Conversation Circle, which we used to have on our East End location, where the clients would come to the office and, basically sit in a circle and have a conversation. So day to day, what's necessary to learn to able to deal with the community on a regular basis, how to shop, how to take the transit, et cetera. So everyday conversation. That's moved to an online platform. And it's actually going really good. We're surprised in some of our programs that are, and maybe this is our future, right? Sometimes change, I have always loved change, maybe not to this extent, but we adapt very quickly. And so certain things that we're doing are really connecting our clients still, getting them a bit out of isolation through Facebook, through Google Documents, through Zoom, through blogs, through WhatsApp. So many different ways we're engaging our clients. And so that's been really good. It's been positive. They're staying connected. They're enjoying it. And they can also access it at their own time, which I think is really important. Which before we were always scheduled that you had to be here at this workshop at this particular time. Now, people can access different podcasts, workshop activities, blogs at their own schedule.
Excellent.
So that's been positive.
Yeah, we all have to adapt during this time.
Definitely.
How difficult was it both financially and emotionally to postpone events like the Herb Gray Harmony Awards or even Carousel of Nations?
Well, first of all, they're two of our major signature events for the organization, for the Multicultural Counsel of Windsor-Essex County. There are also two fundraising events. Not only the Herb Gray Gala is definitely, and thank you, by the way, to YourTV for your sponsorship and support. We really appreciate it. And that you're still supporting us. We really appreciate that, Robert. I can't tell you what that means to us as an agency, the commitment from YourTV. But the Herb Gray Harmony Award has always been a fundraiser for the agency to support the many programs and services that we deliver without any community funding or government funding. So that's going to be a huge hit for us. The Carousel Nation is a huge fundraiser for many of the ethnoculture community groups to support their community centers, their activities, their dance groups that they do in our community. So that's another big hit. So we postponed them right now. We don't know what's going to happen. The way things are going, we're looking at the fall, but that might be changed again until next year. So it will be a hit, and we'll have to figure a creative way of dealing with the shortfalls, and I'm sure our community members will have to do the same.
Yes, I think it's very difficult for a lot of charities during this time.
It is, and we don't want to announce. So we had some great, the winners of the Champion and Harmony Award winners and our Aspire Award winners. We don't want to announce the recipients. I don't think it's a proper time to do so, and we don't want them to be lost in what's happening in the media right now. So at a proper time, we will be announcing them, but it might be much later than we had hoped to announce them. And again, it's going to be a fabulous event when we get to it. We know it's going to be fabulous. And Carousel is our 45th anniversary. So if it doesn't happen this year, it's still our 45th anniversary regardless. And we'll just come back and hopefully bigger and better and have a blown out event.
Well, thank you for those kind words. We're very proud to partner with you on the Herb Gray Awards. We feel it's extremely important to the community. So thank you for your kind words. It's always nice to be recognized. Tell me about how have recent immigrants handled many of the difficulties of settling into the community during this pandemic?
Well, for a number of them, they've come from, especially in the most, the government-assisted refugee program that we have. Some of the newcomers are coming in. They're coming from war-torn countries. They've been in refugee camps. So this hasn't been as much of a struggle as what they've been through for the last few years. Leaving their home, many of their members have been either, killed or suffered a lot of trauma. So being isolated is not as difficult, perhaps, that we thought it would be for them. But it is still difficult because they are coming to a new country. They're feeling very thankful for Canada, for having the opportunity to live in a free and democratic society. But however, of course, this does take a toll because they don't have a lot of family here or they don't know a lot of people in the community. So agencies such as the Multicultural Counsel have been their support network. So we're dealing and contacting our staff are on daily contact by telephone, through WhatsApp, through all the social platforms, which I'm just learning about them all, by the way, since I don't have Facebook and I don't have all these things. But thank God we have a great staff that does have the technology whereabouts to do these things. And so keeping in touch with our clients is, I think, really important because they do need to have the information. They do need to know where to go for resources. If they don't have transportation, how do they get food? How do they apply for some of these benefits that are available through the federal government and provincial government? If they're feeling sick, what should they do? Where should they go? We still have our health clinic open. We have our MCC Health and VON clinic that's open and by appointment only, but telephone calls, they're filling prescriptions, they're helping clients. So it really is important important that we're still around as essential services to our clients to ensure, and we're considered essential services, to ensure that they have the information necessary in their languages sometimes because they don't have maybe their level of English is not proficient yet. And so we're trying to do promotion and communication through interpreters and translated documents for them.
So if anyone was interested in contacting the Multicultural Counsel, best through the website?
Through the website, www.themcc.com, or by calling 519-255-1127. We are picking up the phone calls. We are, if they know their caseworker, connect to their extension. The caseworkers are getting their information and they're contacting the client. So we are open virtually, just not necessarily at the office, but the staff are available. We're doing English as second language classes from literacy to CLB 8. So our instructors are still teaching in different formats. We're still doing our youth program. We're still doing an employment training program. In fact, through our employment training program, we've had a few people that have gotten jobs already.
Oh, excellent.
During this time. We're doing our women's group, our men's group, all through orientation workshops, parenting, triple P parenting programs, connecting them to mental health. So we're doing a lot of really innovative and exciting things that the Multicultural Counsel staff have put together for everyone.
Excellent. Well, lastly, Kathleen, what are you looking forward to when the pandemic is over?
Going to a restaurant, connecting with my friends, looking at what we're doing right now from a professional point is trying to get the office really ready and what type of implementation plan we're looking at. It would be obviously a gradual one, ensuring that we have all the masks and gloves and tools and sanitary items at the office. We've maintained the cleanliness of the office, even though people aren't there on a regular basis, because I think it's very important that we keep the organization, the offices, able to be returned to very quickly. We're looking at how do we implement and stagger staff hours, perhaps, reducing people that maybe 4 have been in an office before, maybe it's going to be 1 in the office. How do we do activities and workshops with clients? Our English classes were like 20, students, 22 or 25 in a classroom. That's not going to be feasible. We know that. So how do we implement these programs and how do we get the office ready to start looking at dealing with clients face to face? Some of the things we're going to be doing is looking at continuing some of the successful programmings that we're doing online. So offer a combination of in-person and online. So that's a part that we're looking at right now very seriously. On a personal note, I'm looking at connecting with my family and my friends. I was in isolation because I was away in mid-March for the U.S. for about 4 days, came back early. So I had 2 weeks of complete isolation for myself. And then, joining my husband here. And then we've been both working from home. So he works upstairs, I work downstairs, and we've actually worked it out really well. But I'm looking forward to connecting with my friends and family. Wow. That's really important, and connecting with our staff and actually talking to someone in person as opposed to FaceTime and on the phone. So we're looking for a lot of, but we know it's a difficult time. And I have to say the community has been really responsive in Windsor-Essex County. And I really want to thank everyone. I want to thank the healthcare workers, the EMS, the first responders, everyone, the grocery stores, all those are keeping this community alive and well. And we really want to thank them for all the service that they're doing, because what we do is very minor compared to what they're doing every day out there.
Well, Kathleen, I really appreciate your time today. All the best to everyone at the MCC, and please stay well and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Robert, and we appreciate your TV, and thank you so much. And please, you stay well and safe, because I know you're out there on a day-to-day basis delivering the news and making sure we're well informed. So thank you so much for delivering and keeping us informed at all times. Thank you.
Thanks, Kathleen. That was Kathleen Thomas, Executive Director, Multicultural Counsel of Windsor and Essex County.